Is the famous Jumpberry Corner. I bet Harry's chuffed with this resurfacing. Oh, that's lovely. Absolutely lovely. Welcome back. I'm going to take you on a little drive this evening. It's on one of my favourite roads. I think I've been driving it for about 30 years, but it's become very popular. It's the B4437 from Charlbury in the direction of Burford. If that means anything to you, you might recognise it as the road often used by Harry Metcalf and also Jack of number 27. This road's quite special, and there's one particularly very dangerous corner on it, but apart from that it's pretty safe. So we're going to do a little circuit because it's a very different road depending on which direction you go, Charlbury to Burford or Burford to Charlbury. I shall talk you through it, and I've also given the corners some names. All good roads should have names to the corners. So let's go. Right, this is Charlbury Station on the left, so this is Station Hill. Over the railway, so we're right into the sun here. So this is Station Hill, which leads up to a gentle right-hander called Walcot. The road itself is about 10 kilometres, so what's that, 6 miles or so in either direction. But it is just great. It's a lovely road to drive. Depending on the car you're in, you can just about enjoy it at the national speed limit. So this right-hander, little kink, Walcot, because of these woods on the left, called Walcot Quarter, I think. Now what's he doing? He's turning right. So you can see there's junctions on either side of this road in several places. So you've got to keep your eyes peeled a bit. I'm obviously in a left-hand drive car, so I'm trying to stay over to the centre of the road as much as possible to give me the best view around the left-hander. So now this is quite an off-camber left-hander actually. Steepening here, which leads us up into a little zigzag, which if there's nothing coming you could probably straight line that. But this, oh, nicely resurfaced. This is the famous Jumpberry Corner. I bet Harry's chuffed with this resurfacing. Oh, that's lovely. Absolutely lovely. Oh, amazing bit of resurfacing. I think Harry must know the council. Now, we're coming into what I think is the most dangerous corner on the whole road. It's a left-hander going in this direction, and coming the other way, it's not a problem at all, because you've got full visibility of the particular hazard that I think is lethal, potentially lethal on a motorbike. But this section leading up to it, you can just enjoy. There's a little right turn down to one of the Witchwoods, I think. Little kick there, you don't want to get too much of that on the left, so try and stay away from it. Now it's this corner here, there's a farm sign, farm warning sign, concealed entrance sign. So it's a left-hander, and there is an entrance just here. So if you're on a motorbike going this direction, and there's a tractor coming this direction with a trailer on the back of it, turning right into that junction, good luck. Now, that was Witchwood, and I call these the humps. These are the humps. 1, 2, and 3. So they're more humpy depending on which direction you're going in. There's evidence of people grounding out there. So the humps lead into a strange feature on this road. 2 corners that seem very similar. The first is Quarry, the second is Coldwell. So they're 2, this way it's, which way is it? It's downhill, right and left, other way it's obviously the other direction. So I'm staying centre of the road as far as I can because I do want to see around. So this is Quarry, you can straight line this bit, back off the throttle, let the car turn in, flat again, and then straight into Coldwell, which seems to be very similar. And then you've got to wait until you can see around that corner, and then you can take a bit more of the road if you need to. I'm still in 4th gear in this car. It's a nice little V4 engine. It's pretty torquey, so I don't need to mash the box too much at this speed. I'm probably doing about 55 at the moment, so there's not much to be gained from going to second. You come out of Coldwell into this lovely open area, and then you're down into the Leafield Dip. Called that because it's crossed by the Leafield Road. And it's also a good test of your suspension. This car has 53-year-old shock absorbers on, and when I inquired about changing them, somebody said, "Are they not working?" And I said, "No, they're working fine." They said, "Well, don't change them. You won't get a better one than the original Lancia ones." So that was Leafield Dip. We're now heading up to the highest point of the road, the Shipton Kink. I mean, in this car it's quite slow up here because it is quite uphill. So I think if you're in a GT3 RS or a GT3 Touring, it's probably a bit faster. But you've got a road crossing here, so just keep your eyes peeled. And then we flatten out to the top of the hill and we pick up some more speed. This is the Shipton Kink, which should look familiar for you, because this is where Harry's garage cars all fly up that direction. Full chat. You never see the speedo. And then it brings us, the actual B4437 does carry on straight ahead, but it turns into a single track road, which just offers a rather nice turning place in safety. It would be safer if they cut that hedge down, I must admit. I might get the shears out. The light is much better in this direction. You can actually see where you're going without being blinded. So I'll put my rear visor up. Oh, there we go. Look it on the mirror. Off we go. Right, Shipton Kink. Left-hander, stay as wide as I can to get as much view around the left-hand bend as I can. Have a little look around, see what I'm missing. You've got a good view up and down these roads joining. Now that's stunning. So once you've done the high part, you're then plunging down to Leafield Dip, which is where Leafield Road crosses the A4437, sometimes known as the Forest Road apparently. But worth braking there because there's no warning of cars coming in from the left or right. But once you pass that junction, you can then take a bit more road as long as you've looked ahead. Not a great service on the left hand side, but you can tuck in nicely to the left here, take a bit of brake, and then just let the front roll round. There's the motorbike going back the other way, doing much the same as me. Very gentle left-hander. Then you're into the double dips, Coldwell and Quarry. Quarry, as in something you dig. Something you dig stones out of. So this is Coldwell, just waiting before I cut in. Still waiting because I can't see through the tree. No advantage in cutting in, so I'm going to brake here, double the clutch up. It's 4,500, I'll probably leave it here, just back off, take a bit more road, still nothing coming up. I'm actually going to go into fourth on the way up here. Yeah, that worked quite well. That worked quite well for the old girl. So, that was Coldwell and Quarry. I'm now into the Humps. As I mentioned, if you're on a fast bike, make sure you're pointing straight, because you can remove your motorcycle from the tarmac quite easily. This is the first one. If you look carefully at the bottom of the road, there are some scrape marks where people who really are pressing on are hitting the tarmac. Massive pothole just there. Second hump. And that's leading you into Witchwood, which is the farm up here on the right. I'm just about using the full extent of the suspension on this car. I can feel it going, probably hitting the stops at the top and also the bottom. This car, funnily enough, has got a leaf spring. It's got 3 leaf springs on this car, one on either side of the back, and 1 transverse leaf spring at the front, which is extremely effective. Obviously a damper on each corner with double wishbone suspension. Now into the super resurfaced Jumpberry Corner, which when I was looking at an Ordnance Survey map, I was quite pleased to find the name Jumpberry for this particular corner, probably the most famous corner on Harry's Road. I'm sure Harry will be delighted to know they've all got names. A little bit of light braking, a little bit of inside tyre squealing. Oh. It was really bad, the surface of the road just there. If you're in a quick car, you're braking hard for this right-hander, and it is off camber. But looking at the hedges, I think most people seem to have managed it. You can tell a really bad corner because there's a massive hole in the hedge. As long as there's not a tree there, you should be alright. Ah, well done. See, he can hardly see me coming out of that. This is a brilliant little car. Handles beautifully, very light steering. Just let the steering move with the road, really. And the brakes, now that's got a new vacuum hose, are actually very effective. And then, oh, this bike's on the roll. What's that? Oh, he's got a camera on. He's too far over on his GSXR. I think the bike in the front had an Insta on the back, on a pole. Let's hope he makes it going into the sun that fast. I wouldn't do it. So that is the B4437. It's a lovely road. It is part of my Cotswold Nurburgring circuit. If you're really nice to me, I'll share it with you. All 3,200 of you. As I roll back into Chalbury, I shall bid you farewell. I hope you've enjoyed this slightly different video. It's something I've wanted to do for a long time, so if you have enjoyed it, please drop a note in the comments. And also, if you're not subscribed to my channel, I'd really appreciate it if you did. But for now, as I drift back through Chalbury, take care of yourselves, and I hope to see you again soon.